Welcome back, welcome back. And so we are linking to CAF and the team in Asini. We're exploring Jomoro, and the hashtag to be on is GTV Breakfast, and the team has been there since Wednesday, and we've been giving you back-to-back updates of what Jomoro Asini looks like, and we are looking at the tourism potentials, generally exploring the place. I don't know if you've been up to date and keeping up with us. You must have seen the aerial drone shots. Beautiful, beautiful place, and that is definitely my next holiday destination while I'm exploring Ghana. It should be yours too. Hashtag we are on is GTV Breakfast. We're on Facebook. We're live on Facebook as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We're also live on YouTube as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. When we connect with CAF, we'll do the headlines where T will be sitting down with a good doctor and the good sheikh. They'll be discussing what's trending on online portals and the newspapers. And so if you want to join the conversation, and we are interactive, and our WhatsApp number is 055-55-61034. We'll be connecting with CAF pretty shortly. CAF, you should be, oh my God, and we found CAF on the beach, guys. CAF is on the beach. Good morning, CAF. Just hold on, it's technology, but yay, the views from here, I love it. Good morning, CAF.
To about 100 meters, and this is the length of a ship that ran aground 109 years ago. It was called the SS Bacana. If you look behind me, this is the remains. This is what remains of a ship that ran aground here on the 27th of August 1913, and the captain of the ship was one Captain Richard William. If you joined us at the beginning of today's show, I was standing in front of a grave in the middle of a street in Asini. That is where Captain William is buried. Now, this is the story. He was a captain of the SS Bacana, and they were traveling from Congo with a cargo of wood all the way to Liverpool when they ran aground right here. And after a couple of days, the captain perished. And the residents of this area found him and took the body, performed the rites, and buried him on the outskirts of town. Now, 100 years later, the outskirts have become the center of the town, and the grave that I introduced the show with is the final resting place of Captain Richard William. Let me tell you about the ship now. So this ship is over 100 meters old. This is what remains of the ship. It has been decaying and rotting in the sea for over 100 years, and this is all that remains of the SS Bacana, 102 meters long. Just think of it as Usain Bolt running from tip to tip in 10 seconds. Of course, I wouldn't do it in 10 seconds, probably 20. But that's how long the ship is, 100 meters, 12 meters wide, 6.8 meters high, and this is all that remains of the ship. It tells you about the power of nature, the action of the wind and the waves. And in my humble opinion, this should be a tourist attraction, because this is a bit of history that has been left in the water for over 100 years. What is happening now is sad, because we came in quite early and we found people defecating across the shore. In fact, I saw one very brave man who climbed onto the back of the ship, and facing the beach with his rear end facing the water and the breeze blowing around him, he was doing his own thing there. After which I saw him going to fetch some water to go and bath somewhere. So it's a mess, literally and figuratively. It tells you about the lack of sanitation or the need for better sanitation for those who live across the coast of Ghana, not just in Hafasini, but across the entire stretch of coastline that Ghana has. We need to do something very seriously about sanitation, about environmental waste. I still see plastic waste all around here. It's not just in Accra, in other parts of Ghana. We still plastic waste here. And yesterday when we were here, we saw some fishermen mending their nets, preparing to go to sea. So it's a source of economic activity, but it could be also a tourism attraction, a tourist attraction. Can you just imagine it? There's a story of this ship that has been here since 1913, 109 years ago. And then the captain of the ship, Captain Richard Williams, is buried in the middle of the town, in the middle of a high street. The street is actually named after him now, Captain Williams, Richard Williams High Street. Now, still on the theme of Kwame Nkrumah, whose death we celebrated, or we marked yesterday, 50 years ago, he actually used to come to this very spot, to a building not too far from here, to do his meditation. And to think that that is no longer possible, really, because of what we are doing to the beach. This is an untapped source of tourist revenue that we can actually do something about. And it's a beautiful day, very, very windy, and we are exploring Jomoro, looking at what we could do to make this place even more attractive, not just for, even for the people who live here. And there's a whole bunch of, the whole place is filled with coconut trees. And when I had to come and park here, I was sure that I parked on the road so that I wouldn't come back and find some coconuts sitting on my seat. You know, so lots of coconut trees here. I'm sure there's a lot of industry that goes behind this. And so it's fishing, it's coconuts. It's a beautiful place. I can imagine boxers and athletes running up and down this beach with the SS Bacana behind us to give us a beautiful background. So, and then you can see that, yeah, beautiful dogs are having a good time. There's some pigs roaming around as well. It's just a natural, beautiful sight. But there's so much more we can do with what we have around us. So this is what I have to offer you this morning. Later on, we shall end up at another body, and you may not be happy with what you see. You have to report on it, and it's tied to the economic activity of the people here of Hafasini. And so you want to watch out for that. Keep watching GTV Breakfast, hashtag Hafasini. And by the way, for those of you who are wondering where the other half of Asini is, so I got the story from our good friend, Mr. Blay, who is on the Nzima service. He does adult education in Nzima on Fridays from 4 p.m. And he said, according to him, you know the Nzima language is spoken here and in Côte d'Ivoire. So in Côte d'Ivoire, you have these very high grass, kind of vegetation, very high. And you come over to the Ghana side, that same vegetation is there, but it's almost like a half length. It's not as tall or as high as those grasses there. And so that's where the word Hafasini comes from. It's got nothing to do with where is the other half. Well, it's just the description of a certain type of vegetation that is found in the locale. And the word for Hafasini actually is Awini. So, yeah, that's it. You know, in Ghana, we have double names for so many places. The indigenous name and then the name that the colonizers gave us, which we failed to change. But it's actually Awini. And so that's the story. Those of you who are thinking about where the other half of Asini is, well, it just describes a kind of grass that is found here in this locale. We are in the Jomoro district, Jomoro municipality in the western region at Hafasini by the beach, the site of the final resting place of the SS Bacana, a ship that was owned by the Elder Dempster Shipping Company. It was a steamship, maximum speed 11 knots. It was quite a busy ship, and it was on its 66th journey heading back to Liverpool, where unfortunately the ship ran aground and the people perished. The captain's body was found, and he was buried back then at the outskirts of the town, which has now become the middle of the town. His grave, when you come to Hafasini, look for the grave of Captain Williams. It's actually on a street named after him, and you can actually find the grave that is in the middle of a road right here at Hafasini. So thank you so much. I'm still craving for the mango and carrot smoothie. Thelma, I'll come for my share when I come back. And stay tuned for more interesting sights and sounds as we explore Jomoro right here on GTV Breakfast. Cafe Day reporting from the beach. If I let me take a walk back, and we'll see you when we see you.
Yes, indeed. That was an amazing piece of